what's going to happen to Mourinho.
What's going to happen, DJ Chris?
Mourinho is going to go this year and next year with Tottenham, and then the year after is going to turn into a debacle. Because that's just the way Mourinho is. It's the way these players are. These players are too emotional. These players don't know how to understand the type of old school coach mentality Mourinho is.
I agree and disagree. Okay? I agree with you that the one thing that has, I think, what messed up his tenure in Man U was his relationship with the new generation of players. I think that's what it is. Because nobody can convince me that his tactics have aged or his tactics don't work anymore. I believe they do.
They worked with Chelsea.
The right mayors, yeah.
They worked with Chelsea. We won a Premier League.
Yeah, even his second stint.
Yeah.
And he was breaking records, scoring. Remember when you had Costa and Fabregas, and they're breaking record individual.
He created a monster.
Individual scoring records.
He created a monster with those two.
And you have to realize a lot of people give him, a lot of flack for parking the bus and whatever. He still not only had that, but he also had the highest scoring season in Real Madrid in La Liga history, scoring over 100 goals. The one year that we won the league in 2011 with him. But going back to Mourinho and Tottenham, I absolutely love this fit. I love this fit.
I don't.
You should know better. You should be the one saying that this is a great fit. You know why? What has Mourinho always had at every club?
A striker.
That that's exactly it. That he's been successful. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
From Didier Drogba to Samuel Eto'o to Milito to Benzema to even Higuain to a certain extent, to CR7 to Diego Costa. Yep. He's always had that elite striker, and I think that is exactly what you're getting in Harry Kane. And also, he has a guy in Dele Alli who he has reinvigorated, brought him back to life, because Dele Alli has been chilling for these for the first half of the season. You have to see the way that he's changed Tottenham already. I've been watching their games, and he just brought a different type of energy to this team. Now, obviously, it's early. But from what I've seen from him, I've liked what I've seen. I think Harry Kane's going to be
But that's how it is with Mourinho, and this is what annoys me. Is I love this guy. I love him as a coach. But his first half a season that he gets into a squad, and then the full season after is great. But then that third season always just.
But he didn't have the players at Manchester United that he has at Tottenham. I think.
But he had the players. He had the players at Chelsea. He had the players at Inter. He had the players at Madrid.
And he had success.
But all of them ended up in a debacle.
That's fine, as long as you have success. Tottenham's never tasted trophies. That's why they fired Pochettino. This whole 5-year project that he had built, phenomenal job. Let's give him credit where credit is due. Tottenham has never been good within these 5 years, for any 5-year stretch that have been in under Pochettino. But what has been missing in those 5 years? A single trophy. Get an FA Cup, for God's sakes, man. For God's sakes, man. Mess around and throw a little, Harry here and Dele Alli here and get a Caribou Cup. Get a Caribou Cup, my man.
It's Caballero.
All right. Well, and although Mourinho,
it's actually EFL now, but
the debacle that happened in Manchester United, he still won him the Europa League, and he still made him finish second in the Premier League with a team that I didn't think would finish second if he wasn't the coach. That's just personally me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But no, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he's a bad coach. I'm saying he's a great coach. I mean, he's done things with teams. I mean, everybody keeps forgetting what he did with Porto.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I mean?
No, obviously that was a long time ago. I don't think he has that in him anymore.
But still, you know what I mean? It's on his resume.
This humbled him, I feel like. This Tottenham appointment, I feel like humbles him a little bit. Because what has been the issue with, what's the name of the Tottenham owner? I keep forgetting his name. Daniel Levy.
Daniel
Levy. What has been his issue? And why has Pochettino been mad at him? And why did he want to leave? Because he didn't want to spend. He didn't want to buy no players. That's why he wanted to leave before the season started. That's why this whole Pochettino is going to get fired or sacked thing, this wasn't a surprise to anyone, because Pochettino wanted to leave before the season even started. Okay? So you think to yourself, how does this marriage work between Mourinho and Daniel Levy? Because what does Mourinho like to do more than just about anybody?
Spend.
Okay. So I think the difference with this Tottenham squad and why I think it's so unique, and even I listened to Mourinho's opening press conference. You don't need to do much. If anything, with this squad, the players are there. This roster, I love this roster for him. This roster is perfect for him.
But see, this is the thing, though. He said the same thing with Chelsea.
No, and he won with Chelsea.
Yeah, but he bought players.
He did not say the same thing with Manchester United. And we can't compare a guy to Lukaku like Harry Kane.
No, of course not.
Yeah, so that's my point. He thought he was going to be that guy, and he wasn't. And Harry Kane is flourishing right now.
Yeah, it's sad to say.
Yeah, now obviously their defense, their backline still has to, be shored up because
he's gonna find another Van Dijk or something.
There have been 2 times. There was one time in the first game against West Ham where 3-0, and then they let him come back. It was 3-2, and then against Olympiacos they fell in the Champions League. They fell down 2-0, and then they scored 4 straight fourth. So he's done a wonderful job with the offense, which is surprising because everyone thinks of Mourinho as a defensive coach.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, this winter transfer window, he's going to buy...
I don't think so. I don't think he's going to get much.
No, I think defender. He's going to get a defender.
He's going to get a defender.
He's going to get a big defender.
But not much.
Yeah.
But not much else.
Yeah, he's not going to spend...
quality, not quantity.
Yeah, he's going to get a legit defender to be in that backline.
That's the difference right now. And I think we haven't seen that in a few years with Mourinho, the squad that he has right now. So I think that's the difference between him and Tottenham right now.
Question.
Yeah.
Do you think he stayed in England because Guardiola is here?
No. He said that he enjoys his life the most socially in England and in London. He said that multiple times. I think that's why he didn't. I
mean, you got the best coaches and most of the best coaches in the world in England.
Yeah.
So I think it's a better. You think?
Well, I mean, there are a few other jobs out there for him, like the Bayer job.
I know, yeah,
was there.
But what I'm saying is in the sense of like the idea of competition for him, because he got Klopp there, he got Guardiola there. You know what I mean? It's like these are arguably some of the 2 best coaches in the world. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. The dynamic, yeah.
The dynamic of having a competition, of being over there. So it kind of like, everybody knows this. Mourinho has an ego.
No question.
If he, let's just say he took Tottenham and won the Premier League, and he's like, I beat Klopp and I beat Guardiola. You know what I mean? But imagine if because he said the same thing about Guardiola when he was with Bayern Munich, when they won. He was like, yeah, he's winning in a league with no competition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he said, how can you compare me to a guy who wins in a league with no competition?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was the only reason why I feel like he went to Madrid. It's not just for the opportunity, it's because there was another coach coming up that was really good. You know what I mean? He wants that competition. That's why I don't think he went to Bayern or to Italy, wherever he went, because there's no real competition compared to England right now.
I think it's a combination of those things. He also had another opportunity, I think, to go to Italy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But there's no competition how it is in England right now.
Right.
All the spotlight is in England.
Do with it, yeah. I think that has to play a part. Because these leagues have definitely went down. The La Liga definitely went down when Ronaldo left. No question. And definitely Bayern when it hasn't been the same the last couple years.
I mean, they're becoming a good squad, but the German squad, people are saying the smaller squads are getting better. I don't think that they're getting better. I think Bayern just worse.
Yeah,
that makes it look like the.
I agree.
Yeah,
because they're going through a transition themselves. They got a lot of old players
that are getting. It's the Germans. They have 1 or 2 seasons when it's bad, and then they'll be right back on top. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I just think that's the reason why Mourinho didn't go, is because right now England is the most fully developed league right now.
Yeah, I also think that's true, but I also think this was the best team he could get a hold of. And another thing I got to bring up is the reason I said humble is not necessarily Mourinho's personality, humble that. But I think more so the stature of the club that Tottenham's at. Although Tottenham is an elite club, they're second tier when it comes to there's Chelsea, Man U, Arsenal,
England,
Man City, Liverpool. Tottenham is below those guys. You know this, and I know this.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're taking them all time, on paper, no. That's the thing. Well, that's the thing.
But they don't have trophies. That's my point. Yeah, that's why they're second tier to me. They've never won anything at all.
Agreed.
Okay, so that's why I got to put them second tier. That's why I think this is better. Because I think that there aren't expectations to win big early.
With Tottenham?
No. Yes. Because I think for me, if he wins the FA Cup, you gonna tell me it's not a success?
Yeah.
That's a good question. What do we know about Mourinho? What does everyone know? What does they say about Mourinho? Regardless of if they hate him, if they love him,
he's a winner.
He wins trophies.
Yeah.
That's what they got. That's what they want with Mourinho. They wouldn't have fired Pochettino if that wasn't the only reason. They just want trophies. Because what Pochettino was doing, now obviously they had a terrible spell in the Premier League. I mean, they were close to relegation zone. Okay? So let's put that in perspective. This wasn't like Pochettino and Tottenham were like 4th or 5th, fighting for a top 4 position, and they just so happened to fire him. No, these guys were fighting
not Tottenham,
the wrong
like,
type of top
Tottenham's
4.
in 5th right now, I think.
Now, because they've won like few in a row since Mourinho's been appointed. So that's my point about it. I like the fit.
My worry,
I don't think it's going to last that long.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like Mourinho's not one of those. Mourinho is a quick fix patch.
But do you think it will be a successful stint, however long he stays? Do you think he'll win a trophy? Is the question. With that squad. And you know Mourinho, the coach that he is, and what type of players he likes.
I think if he fixes that defense, right, and gets a legit defense, I think they'll win the Premier League.
This year?
Not this year, next year.
See, I agree with that. Because that squad is that
my
good.
thing is this. It all depends, because look at it like this. Right? You got to take the England as a whole. England League as a whole.
Yeah.
Liverpool's only going to get better while Klopp is there.
Yeah.
Right? Guardiola and City, right? In the Premier League, unbeatable, unstoppable. You know what I mean? And this year's a little iffy. Europe is a whole other story for them. They just don't have no luck in Europe. But when it comes to England, unstoppable. Chelsea, if they keep going on the way that we're going now, we're going to be one of the top teams again in the Premier League.
They're impressive. Tony Abraham's been balling.
Yeah, I mean, Lampard literally just switched up. I mean, we're like the second youngest squad or third youngest squad, and we're 4th in the league.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The surprise is Leicester. Yeah. Nobody's talking about Leicester.
Yeah, who's back?
I never understand this. They are literally back up. They're second.
Well, let's put in perspective why they haven't been talked about. Okay, they won the league, which was, you could argue, one of the most stunning things in sports history.
Easily.
Okay. And then they go all this time until now, this year, of complete what we know from Leicester being trash.
Or middle table.
Okay, but not this top 4, not threatening to win the league type of form. I mean, they've won 6 and 5 in a row.
That's crazy.
In the Premier League. Anyway. But yeah.
So, where was I going with my point? With Tottenham. Yeah. Tottenham. So, it all just depends on, because you got to remember too, like, imagine next year, right? You got Liverpool playing at their best, City playing at their best, Chelsea playing at their best, Arsenal depending on who they get, even though now they're in a complete debacle right now, right?
Yeah.
And then you got Tottenham, right? And then Leicester, just depending, let's see how they do, right? That's 6 teams fighting for the number 1 spot. Neither Mourinho or Guardiola have ever been in a situation where there's 6 teams fighting for the number 1 spot.
Right.
Right or wrong?
Yeah.
I think not this season, but next season is where you're going to see the best coaching in Premier League history, in soccer history, because you're going to have so many squads playing at their best, right?
And you figure Arsenal will get their bug back a little bit, depending on
who they get as coach.
Yeah, who they hire.
A lot of people say
like Pochettino.
Pochettino or